Tell him.
Where is he now?
I tracked him down to an address in Brooklyn. He's on LinkedIn, Lemon. He might as well be.
I left LA today. I'm on another plane. I spent too much time on the dark side of your door.
It all used to be so stable. As a law firm partner or a law firm lawyer, you knew your path, and you knew that if you worked hard, you had a loyal client base and loyal client service, steady progression, until one day you cracked partnership and unlocked commercial success and wealth like you've never ever known before. The rules were really clear, the rewards substantial, and the journey mapped out by generations before you showed you exactly where you were going to go. But slowly, almost imperceptibly at first, over the past 2 decades, the landscape shifted. The scramble for profit intensified, the competition intensified, promotion pathways narrowed, and partnership itself was redefined with the introduction of salaried partners and various other layers and point systems and all sorts. Now the air is leaving that balloon. The old certainties have faded, partner ranks are thinning, compensation models are fracturing, and competitive forces like alternative legal service providers and AI and tech platforms are really starting to put pressure on your profit and therefore what you get paid. So what was once a stable climb to wealth for the rest of your life has now become a precarious race against an acceleration of change. But the good news is we have a window where you can maximize exactly what you should be earning. It's a small window and we've got to jump on it now. But this video is going to take you through what you need to do to make sure that you capitalize on what is ahead of you. So this video is all about why now is the time for you, the law firm partners that I'm talking to capitalize on your earnings, to protect yourself against all the threats that are coming in almost on a daily basis, and to make sure that you retire happy, wealthy, and the way that you plan to in the future. Because mark my words, your industry is under threat. For those of you who are listening to this and don't know me, my name is Rob Green. I'm the CEO of the GRM Group. I have been in legal executive search, legal consulting and strategic management consulting for law firms in 70 cities to date. I've lived on 4 continents and I've been doing this for 24 years. I know what I'm talking about, and I still very much care about this industry and what people can get out of it in respect of their careers and their revenue. So this is talking directly to law firm partners, and just to say that what we're going through right now is unprecedented. We're witnessing the convergence of 3 massive forces that are fundamentally changing your industry and are a big threat to what you can earn now and going forward. The data I'm about to share with you is about the window of opportunity that we have right now for the next 2 to 3 years for you to get into that lane of capitalizing. And if those of you who don't do what we're going to be talking about in this video, then you may well get left behind. But mark my words, things have changed forever. We have a small window, and if we do this together, we're going to really capitalize. The AI revolution is underway, and automating away from the billable hour that has been the mainstay of the legal market for many decades. So how do lawyers continue to earn the millions they have been earning and generations before you have been earning when machines do all the legal work? It's really that simple. So let's start with the numbers that should concern every partner billing by the hour that is listening to this. The scale of AI adoption across the legal market and within your clients is unprecedented. And that is clients not just at the major corporations, but also the small mum and pop shops, as they're called. Everybody is starting to get on the bandwagon, and it isn't going to stop. If you've got Microsoft in your 2-person office now, you have Copilot. There is a lot that can be done without the need of a law firm, or rather an expensive law firm as they would consider it. The legal profession's relationship with technology has fundamentally shifted. By mid-2024 last year, nearly 80% of law firms had adopted some form of AI, with 82% of lawyers now using or planning to integrate AI into their practices, a dramatic increase from just 39% the previous year. This isn't gradual adoption. It's a technological revolution that is happening in real time. So how are we going to quantify AI's impact on legal work? The numbers paint a very, very stark picture of AI's capability of replacing traditional legal tasks. That's going to impact every level, especially at the junior end, but it's going to impact the work that partners do and therefore the work that can be charged for and how much can be charged. Already AI is said to be able to save lawyers up to 6 weeks of work in a year. I mean, that's just going to extrapolate, isn't it? It's going to be more and more and more. It's going to be 8 weeks, 10 weeks, 12 weeks. 77% of legal professionals globally use AI for document review already. The number, that's an official number of statistics, but it's probably much higher already. 74%, probably higher than that now, use AI for legal research. I would suggest it's probably even higher. It's become part of everything we do. Contract review has been reduced, the time for it is reduced by over 60%, and firms are reporting generally 50-60% reduction on what they do in the day, including the contract review. So there's a lot of people shifting around. That means that the way that we charge for legal services is changing, and it's going to have to change, and it's going to impact your bottom line. The billable hour is under siege, has been for many years, and we all know that this is the final death knell in the coffin. These efficiency gains represent an existential threat to anyone charging by the billable hour, right? That has underpinned the law firm profitability for generations, and that's the big problem. When AI can compete in minutes what previously took hours, then the fundamental economics of a law firm just don't add up. There's a guy called Steve Hasker, Thomson Reuters CEO, and he noted recently that the legal profession faces the biggest disruption in its entire history from AI and the remuneration. And AI is fundamentally rewriting how legal work products are created for the first time in 300 years, and that is impacting everybody's take-home pay. So number 2, the commoditization wave, from bespoke to being a product. A lot of legal work is becoming productized and commoditized. There's a shift away from custom legal work, and there's a push from a lot of very, very heavy-hitting, well-funded companies to move to a more commoditized product and output. As legal expert Richard Susskind predicted many years ago in his book, The End of Lawyers, bespoke matters requiring careful crafting are becoming increasingly rare. Instead, routine legal tasks, employment contracts, incorporations, wills, leases are being packaged as standardized products that consumers can purchase directly. So it's the drafting, the time that it's taking is where the money is being lost. Market forces driving commoditization. As this trend accelerates, it's the market forces that are pushing those, and we can put them together in several different ways. Clients demanding cheaper service, better service, faster turnaround, and greater involvement in standardized legal processes. I was in China working between 2008 and 2017. I saw this. The law firms were getting squeezed and squeezed and squeezed even back then. Computing technology increasing ability to parse law and outcomes, enabling more automated legal services. That is already happening. Client expectations for higher efficiency and then less patience for slow turnaround is really squeezing the law firms. There's also the competitive threat. Alternative service providers are capitalizing on this commoditization trend, and this alternative legal services provider market has grown from $28.5 billion in 2023, which represented a 40% increase in just 2 years, to over $50 billion right now. More tellingly, 57% of in-house corporate law departments are now using ALSPs for services such as e-discovery and litigation support and flexible resourcing. That's 57%. These are services that would traditionally be performed by law firms at premium rates and recruiters. There's a big shift in the behavior change. Clients are demanding fixed fees for delivery. They're bringing more work in-house. In-house legal teams grew 77% up until 2022 from earlier on in the decade. That's legal work that used to go to law firms that is now staying internal. This is a humongous threat. So let's look at the third part, market saturation and consolidation pressures. There is a paradox within compensation, right? Let's face it, whatever market you're in if you're watching this, partner pay has been going up and up and up. And in the last 2 years, it's gone up another 25%. Huge money being made in some firms. They make all the headlines. Law.com, our friends over there, they love a big headline about what partners are earning, but not everybody's earning that. That's the most important thing to remember, depending on where you are in the world and what type of firm you're working for. But partner pay is up, but it is unsustainable. It's like it's built on sand. There's absolutely zero way that this can continue unless the models change. All right, that is the most important thing when it comes to compensation. There's an underlying stress because the demand for law firms, traditional law firms with traditional ways of paying, is down. Clients don't want to pay those fees anymore, and they won't. And that will really drive your pay and your own pocket downward. ALSP squeeze, AI squeeze. There is a huge issue with the retirement level. There's a lot of law firms relying on old timers who just can't leave because they've got the client relationships. And without them, who knows? The younger generation is going to come in and they might not want to use that particular law firm or a particular partner. There's a lot of consolidation going on as well, in terms of mergers are up globally, not in some of the markets that we serve, but I've been going on about this for years. It's too splintered. If you want law firm pay to go up, you need to be bigger. You need to work together. There needs to be a lot more consolidation. And at the same time, one of the biggest problems is that too many people are going out on their own. It's a huge problem. And if people can't see this, they need to take a step back and look at the market. It's just pulling itself apart. Look, biggest issue is that compensation surge is unsustainable. If you see these numbers, it will not last unless the models change. Okay. There's also the in-house expansion to think about, right? Massive pressure. We've got a lot of really good clients in-house, and there's huge pressure on them all the time to move away from using the law firm partner. So if you're feeling it, it's happening. There's a record high of unsustainable pay. There's strong profits pre-AI impact. We have yet to see the profits in law firms post-AI impact. There's a lively M&A market within the law, which gives people exit opportunities if that's where you want to make the money. But the in-house side of things is going to start squeezing. And even down to the small shops that you might do work for, if you're a medium-sized law firm or a small law firm, they've got Copilot, they've got other things that they can use. Google's got its own legal transcribing tool coming out, which every Tom, Dick and Harry can use. So it's a massive pressure on some of the ways that you used to make money. There's a succession squeeze. Law firms, especially SME law firms, have always traditionally have had a massive problem with succession. And it's not just in countries across Africa and the Middle East that we work in. It's a huge issue. There's a lot of people at the top just trying to make out quickly because they've seen the writing on the wall. That's not going to help some of the younger partners who might be listening to this as well. In-house lawyer growth has gone up over 100% in the last 20 years. It's going to keep growing. Every year there's more and more pressure. There's more and more people moving in-house. That's not going to make... Their pressure once they get in-house is to then stop using law firms. So just think about that when it comes to the remuneration. So this is what you've all come for. What can you do about it? And why is now the time to act and protect your remuneration as a law firm partner? So what can you do? Let's get straight to the point. Maintaining a multi-million dollar or multi-million rand or multi-million pound earning over the next 5 years will require two things: a good strategy and urgency. So I've got plans for you, all the partners that I've worked with. We've got really good tools in place and really good strategies. But timing is number one, right? Urgency. Do not ignore this. The money is dwindling. You might not feel it all the time, but it is. If you take a step back, it's inevitably going one way, all right? So compensation has hit its peak, and from going forward, you're going to have to really look at the way that your model is working. We know that the commoditization of law is happening. We know the fact that the billable hour is going. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to charge less. You just have to reshape the model of the way you're getting paid. We have some incredibly good clients here in South Africa and beyond that have changed the model to be to be much more in favor of the lawyer. And I really, really recommend that for the right type of lawyer, those who've got a few years left in their practice before they want to retire, those who, who've got good client relationships. Talk to us, because we've got options for you, not just here, but globally as well, where you will be able to earn the lion's share of what you're taking home. Too many lawyers think the only way to protect their revenue is to go out on their own, and then they see the work dry up. And you can go from doing the big deals to doing really next to nothing very quickly. The work's just not there, and the more the market is splintered, the less work there's going to be for you. So timing, strategy, looking at firms, joining a firm where you can protect your client relationship. Too many of the big firms, they institutionalize the relationship. So you don't want to be going there, because then you'll lose your client. But I know what you're asking yourself. You're asking yourself questions like, what immediate steps can I take to this quarter to lock in my earnings over the next 5 years? What changes are going to be happening? I've just discussed a bunch of, there's just going to get worse. How can I protect my wealth for the next generation? That's a question for a financial advisor, but I can keep telling you how to make it. Change your model of your pay. Move to a different firm where you can protect your relationship, where you also get the backup. Also, be honest with yourself. If you're not a rainmaker, you're not a rainmaker. And that's too many partners I work with keep slogging their guts out, but without really just admitting to themselves that that's not for them. So step away and protect your earning by moving to a different area of law or a different role, or going into corporate, because you leave that too late and you won't get the move. So I've never said this. I've never been one of those executive search professionals who sits there and goes, oh, you've got to move, you've got to move, you've got to move. But right now, you have no choice. If you want to be a partner that's going to be earning what you thought you were going to be earning when you started out in law, in the next 5 years, it's all changing unless you change the models, right? Understanding financial literacy, gradual transitioning of the client relationships. These are sorts of things that you need to look at succession planning. You don't just need to be earning off your juniors. You need to work out a different way of doing that. We have all of those answers. I'm not going to sit here on this 15-minute video and give you all of the answers. That is not what this is about. You need to get in contact with me and get in contact with my team, and we will give you a plan. And why am I saying that? Because every single individual is different, right? So we can give you this high-level view, but you have to get an individualized plan and a strategy, and you have to have a high level of urgency. And you need to be going to the firms and opening your mind up to join a firm, which we would recommend in terms of getting that revenue coming in for the next 5 to 10 years. Really, ultimately, what would be my call to action? Well, the choice is yours, really. What do you want? Thinking it's always going to be the same way as it always was is out there. We've reached peak level of partner compensation, and it's already starting to drift down. There's a lot of partners out there in the markets that already understand this. They are scrambling for moves. Have you seen some moves recently that you think, that could be it's an interesting one? It's probably because of money. There's no way of getting away from it. You've got to remember the window for maximizing traditional law firm economics is closing. It's completely closing. The old models are dying off. And I know there's going to be partners watching this saying, Rob, you don't know what you're talking about. But let's just remind yourselves, I've been doing this for over 20 years in 70 different cities, living on 4 continents, about 50 different countries. I know law, I know remuneration, and I know what's happening. And that's why I'm recording this video, because it is changing. And I want you, those who work with us, to protect your income and protect your revenue. I have nothing more to say on it. I will just leave you on the final points, that this is your window, this is your opportunity to all of the things that we've outlined out on this video so far. Come from a place of care, come from a place of love, wanting you, whoever's watching this, to really maximize your earning, regardless of the country that you're in. But it is your window. I can help you, we can help you, my team and I, with the urgency, with the strategy of how to protect it, but you've got to come to us. So come to us if your decision is made to protect your revenue and your income going forward, and to really make the next move count. It's down to you.